All right, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. First off, I have to say thoughts and prayers go out to everyone right now in Beirut. I saw some clips from the explosion of people who looked like they were, almost just a mile away from where it happened. So I hope anyone who is watching this video right now who is in Beirut, I hope you guys are doing well. And, obviously yesterday was one of mixed emotions as we had that tragic explosion happen while, we got a huge upswing in gold's pricing. It shot past $2,000 an ounce. And it also didn't take long for silver to catch up and post $27 an ounce. And specifically for silver, it hasn't been since April of 2013 since silver has been that high in dollar terms. That's 7 years since it was last that high in dollar terms. So naturally, when I saw all of this unfolding, seemingly around the same time, I wondered if there was a connection between what we saw happen in Beirut and with the price of gold and silver. So if you guys thought the same thing, I will answer that now for you. But first, if you're new to this channel, please hit that big red subscribe button right down below. Also, please hit the like button. Helps to get this economic evangelism right on out there to the masses to bring more people into precious metals. All right, so let's get started here. So I initially had this hunch while I was taking a walk outside and responding to some comments from some of the videos. And here you can see me saying the following from yesterday. I said this: I'm starting to think that explosion in Beirut might be playing a role today. I'll have to take a deeper look into it. And man, I can't even read my own words. And then underneath you had someone named Desiree Negron say, "Do tell your thoughts." So Desiree, I'm going to tell my thoughts here right now. But first, we have to lay down the groundwork and see if other people also had the same idea. And it turns out that some did. The catastrophic explosion that ripped through Beirut may have helped to push gold to a fresh record high, analysts say. So let's see what these guys had to say. The price of gold has soared to a record high amid a fumbling global economy and the weakening of the US dollar. A massive explosion that shook the Lebanese capital of Beirut, that killed around 100 people and wounded thousands, probably added to the shine of gold above $2,020, Japanese bank Mizuho said in a note seen by CNBC. Mizuho's view was backed up by Stephen Innes, chief global market strategist at Axicorp, who attributed some of the rise to gold's correlation with oil prices, which jumped after the blast. Now, here's what I think. I assume that the explosion did have an effect, but I do not think that was the catalyst to gold's rise. Now you may be asking, well, why is that? Well, check this out. So shortly after the explosions happened, we have a Wikipedia page that was created for it. And check out this first line. On the evening of August 4th, 2020, at 1808 Eastern European summertime, multiple explosions occurred in the city of Beirut, the capital of Lebanon. So we have to figure out what time this is relative to when we saw gold and silver go up. So that was roughly around 11:08 a.m. Wednesday, Eastern. Not Wednesday. That was Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time. That's what it would be today, if it happened today. So 11:08 a.m. Now, let's take a look at gold. So this is where gold was yesterday, August 4th. So take a look at where it was right around 9:30. This is the lowest point, or this is the lowest point right before it jumped up and just started to perform extremely well here. So This was right around 9:40 a.m. and then it starts to move up at 10, really high, starts moving up again, 10:30 and 10:50, and the explosion happens right around here, 11:10. But as you can see here, that's in between where we started at the late 9 o'clock a.m. hour to where we ended, which was, or at least ended, this move later on in the day. So I don't think that explosion was a catalyst to gold's initial rise, but I do think that it likely may have played some kind of role. It's just that it's hard to really, gauge that data without having hard numbers behind it. But I do think that gold and silver's run may have been more affected by things such as this in the DXY. As you can see here, the DXY is now in the mid 92s today, and yesterday began its descent downward. So right now we're at 92.69, which is insane. But also on top of that, check out the US 10-year Treasury. Now the US 10-year Treasury is at the mid 50s, but it's been climbing up from where it was prior. Now I shouldn't say mid 50s, midpoint 50s, I should say. It was actually as low as 0.50 this morning, and actually late last night. So the US 10-year Treasury yield is starting to show some risk on behavior, and that's not too surprising when you start to see what's also going on in equities as well. So let's take a look at the Dow. Now this is the Dow year to date, and there's a reason why I'm showing you this year to date. But as you can see here, we hit an inflection point around July 30th. We were at 26,313. Now we've crossed into the 27,000 territory this Wednesday. So we're back in the 27,000s again, guys, for the Dow. Okay. The NASDAQ is being the NASDAQ, as always. Nothing much to say there. Just going up. S&P 500. Now, I mentioned them yesterday and how important it is to watch these guys, or watch this guy, I should say, because take a look. We are currently at 3,328.61. The record close for them was on roughly around Wednesday, February 19th. Its close was at 3,386.15. So we're getting close to that record high. Yet remember, the markets before or leading up to this time, this is pre-Ronies, guys. This is February. So this is during a time when people said the economy was great, everything is fine, and most people nowadays wouldn't say that at all. So you have to be scratching your head. Why is the S&P 500 getting that high, almost, getting close to its record high? Now, a lot of analysts are saying that this is around the time when we might be expecting to see a reversal. If we get to that high, or surpass that high, we may start to brace for some reversals here in equities. But we'll see. We'll see how things turn out with that. But guys, this is a Bullion channel, so let's take a look at what we like to call Old Yella and the White Knight. So these guys have been performing extremely well these past couple of days, as you know. Gold right now is at 2,048.53 cents. It was obviously higher before then. It was roughly around 2,054. Silver right now is at $26.96, but before it was, for a while it was actually above $27, almost hit $27.08. So, I mean, that is insane. It's unreal. And it's unreal because we had some decent economic data today for the month of July, but it's almost as if that was ignored around that 9:45 to 10 a.m. time when we got that non-manufacturing and services data. And earlier, we got this data, the private sector job growth data, and the interesting thing about this is we only added 167,000 jobs last month, but the forecast was supposed to be 1.9 million, which obviously didn't happen. And I was gonna actually make a joke, but I don't want to be mean. But what you have here is that, you know, the gold price actually wasn't impacted by this around that time. It actually reversed. You'd think it would go up after we got this news, and this news came out like in the early parts of the 8 o'clock hour, and the price started to trend downward. Silver, on the other hand, kind of shot up, but then started to trend down a little bit. But it just seems like gold and silver are on their own path right now, and they're just kind of ignoring some of the interesting price or interesting data that we've been getting recently. But the moral of the story is, guys, that gold and silver are like Mack trucks right now that can't be stopped. But we're still waiting on that stimulus bill agreement, and I'm still curious to see what happens to the economy once that actually gets passed. So guys, that was your Wednesday. Thanks again for watching. We have 2 more episodes coming out today, one an hour from now and one 2 hours from now. So be sure to check those out. Thanks again for watching. It's Black Bullion.